Welcome to the Collective Tea Leaf reading for September of 2023. I'm Rissa Miller. This is Tea and Smoke. I'm doing this reading for you just before the beginning of September. Today is actually the day of the blue supermoon in Pisces. There are several planets retrograde. Interestingly enough, a lot of the same kind of feeling in astrology is definitely reflected in this month's collective teacup. Let's go ahead and get started. So directly under the handle is a soaring bird. The bird's not very big, but it's telling me that you are actively pursuing the things that are important to you right now. Life is in motion, and you are taking the steps forward. Staying under the handle, which, by the way, represents you where you are right now. The next two symbols overlap. There's a large strawberry and the letter C. The letter C might be representative of your initial or someone or something close to you. But for everybody else, regardless of whether or not you're involved with the letter C, let's go with this strawberry. It's a big, juicy, ripe strawberry, and it's all about new beginnings and reconciling the past. Reconciling the past is definitely going to be a theme in the month of September. A little further on in the cup, the biggest symbol, the most dominant one in the entire cup, is a huge dinosaur. And then there's a second small dinosaur as well. But first, let's stick with the handle. We have the bird, the letter C, and then at the bottom of that, a doe. The doe is here to remind you, really listen to your heart. Come from a place of true intention as you go forward in September. There might be a few tricky spots to navigate this month, be perfectly honest. However, the doe wants to remind you she is here to offer spiritual protection, and she wants you to go forward listening to your heart. As we move along, we're going to head into the emotional side of the cup. That large letter C that we already encountered has in it a face. This is a face of someone who is absolutely exhausted. They're tired out. In fact, their tongue is hanging out, and rest is crucial. But I wonder, are you in a place to rest? Are you allowing yourself to get rest? Are you even able to rest? The next symbol we see, mixed in with a bunch of scatter and confusion, is a crab. This is someone else in your world. They have an emotional impact on you, and they are definitely a bottom feeder. You no longer need this person, and it's time to say goodbye. Just beyond that, you're going to be rewarded for letting go of these things you no longer need. There's a mushroom signifying more new beginnings, more change to come. Underneath all of those, a wrench. It's time to do more work. I do hope you allowed yourself to get that rest when you needed it early in the month, perhaps over the holiday weekend in the United States. Because, let's be real, this wrench is telling me there's a lot of work to do. Immediately after the wrench, there was a pattern of 9. Not the number 9, but a pattern of 9. In many cultures, 9 is a very significant number. It means a cycle is complete. This is not an ending, but just the re-beginning. Once more, you are being called to let go of the past and to move forward. And if there was any doubt about that, if there was any question in your mind that in September you are going to be seriously called on to reconcile with your past and let go, I'd like to introduce you to the biggest dinosaur I've ever seen in a cup. Ever. This enormous dinosaur is standing on a wobble board. One of those boards that's got half a ball underneath, and it kind of makes you feel unsteady and off balance. So it's no coincidence that the dinosaur on the wobble board with the lit torch are showing up together. It is an unusual grouping, to be sure. So let's break it down. Dinosaurs are always about things from the past that you haven't fully let go of or aren't fully resolved. Now, as we go into September, there are multiple planets in retrograde. This is the time. This is the time to go back and sort out the past. So this is showing up much bigger on the emotional side of your world. Basically, this dinosaur is walking away from you. He's leaving you and heading into the past permanently. What that means is that it's time for you to reconcile all of the stuff from the past, from your emotional world, from your heart, that it's time to let go of. All those old resentments, things that you just haven't said, even if you can't say them to someone, it's time to write them out in a journal. Now, the wobble board is pretty interesting. I don't see a lot of wobble boards in teacups, but it's telling me that your clinging to the past emotionally is creating instability, that your insecurities that are being carried over from the past are really throwing you off balance. Let's talk about the fire energy in this grouping. Fire is pure power. It is absolutely unadulterated energy, fuel to move forward. What it means? Once you let go of this giant piece of the past, this huge piece of the puzzle that has been sort of clinging onto you and slowing you down, you're going to move forward so quickly. You're going to attain all the wisdom that's showing up in the next symbol, which is an owl. You're going to feel so much wiser, so much relief, so much completion once you go through this release period. The owl is perched right now. It's not in flight, but it's waiting. It's waiting to show you the way forward with greater wisdom, with the lessons learned, the lessons that you have at the moment been putting off. Now's the time. Take a moment, breathe, and address those things that have been slowing you down. If for you this feels difficult, I encourage you to seek help, whether it's just an understanding friend, writing in a journal, or even the help of somebody like a licensed clinical social worker, therapist, etc. Going forward, having incorporated your lessons will give you an incredible amount of strength that you can only imagine right now. There are a few other little symbols floating around on this side of the cup. Literally a small sailboat. Unless you yourself are a sailor and this is a literal symbol for you, this means that something or someone from far away is making their way towards you in September. One of the most fascinating pieces about this cup is that once we get past the dinosaur, there's no more scatter. It's almost as if your mind clears. And wow, doesn't that feel great? We get to the very back edge of the cup, right across from the handle. There's an anchor. There are times when an anchor can imply stuckness. However, in this case, I think this anchor is about stability. The anchor means that you are grounded. You are safe, solid. You have a good foundation now to move forward from. So just underneath the anchor, there's a woman in an old-fashioned dress walking towards the material side. And attached to her skirt is the letter C. Again, if this letter C is for you, it tells me that it's going to be continuing onward with you through the month and into the future. The woman in the dress just looks thoughtful. She's pensive. I think she's saying that in the future, you're going to be able to focus more on your material life. Home, job, car, education. Now we're moving into the material side of the cup. This side is definitely about your job, your education, your money. This side starts off with a lot of scatter. It's confusion. It's you not being sure the direction you want to go with some of the aspects of your physical world. There is a butterfly. I think a butterfly is a great sign. It means that you've come through a complete change. Change, however, isn't always comfortable. Underneath the butterfly is a razor. There are things that once more you have to cut away and let go of. Because dinosaurs seem to be the theme of September, I've got another one for you here. This is a much smaller dinosaur, and again, it's facing away from you. This is about the past becoming part of the past. Truly. Because it's showing up in your physical world, I'm going to encourage you. Is there any physical part of your world that you can let go of? Maybe you could donate it away, take it to a resale shop. Alternatively, I invite you to consider if this is about your job, your education. Is there some piece of this that is also begging to be left behind? The very next symbol, by the way, is an eagle. The eagle is about freedom. The eagle is about manifesting your dreams. This is a super strong, powerful protective symbol. It is important in cultures around the world, and I encourage you, let go of the things that you don't need. Something way better is just waiting to come in on the other side. As we keep moving through your material side, we encounter those 3 dots again. Remember, they were on the emotional side as the 9. Here, it's just the 3. 3 is kind of a number inviting you to look for some more creative solutions. As you're pondering the things in your material world, go ahead and look for things that are a little bit outside of the box or outside of your usual. The next grouping of 3 is a triangle, a chili pepper, and a person studying at their desk. These 3 things together are a sign that a really exciting opportunity is going to come. It's going to light you on fire with all the heat of a chili, but you're going to have to either learn a new skill, get some kind of certification, education, training to move forward with it. I'm sure this is going to be a very exciting opportunity and completely worth your time and energy to get the new training. The second biggest symbol in the cup appears now. It is a swimming fish skeleton. So in the teacup world, I read fish on the material side to be about money. During September, you may be visited by the ghost of financial decisions past. While this could be good or bad depending on your past financial decisions, This thing, honestly, has a bit of a spooky feeling to it. It's sort of winding its way towards you. The advice from it? Resolve whatever past financial decisions you've made. If they weren't good, if they weren't in your best interest, now is the time to sort it out. If they were good, it very well could be that now is the time to start collecting. There's a little bit of confusion in the wake of the skeleton fish, showing up as scatter. I think, though, everything is going to be just fine, because there's an acorn growing just behind there. Acorns are about the beginnings of new opportunities, and there have been several symbols in this cup. The acorn, the butterfly, the strawberry, the number 9, all showing up to remind you that as one cycle completes, the next one begins. Behind the acorn is a mitten. This is a cute, fluffy winter mitten. This mitten is also here to let you know that you will be protected from things coming at you. After you spend September dealing with dinosaurs and skeleton fish and everything that they symbolically mean, you might feel a little raw, a little cold. But this mitten is here to let you know there is warmth and you are protected. The last symbols showing up are 2 people talking next to an exclamation point. In the material world, this means that there's a negotiation or collaboration ahead of you. Look for this towards the end of the month. It's being drawn out as special. And if you've spent September taking care of your dinosaurs and skeleton fish, this is going to be an excellent opportunity. Moving into the very bottom of the cup, we're looking at time beyond September. The things there are really great. There's a huge heart, a horse, a tea kettle, and a cook pot. The heart first. It's love. Things that you love are coming towards you. The horse means that this love, these things that you want, the people that you're longing for, they're on the way, and they're coming rapidly towards you. I actually read cookpots and tea kettles fairly similarly. They both mean that good things are brewing for you. The big takeaway this month is to deal with everything from the past that you can. Whether it is emotional, material, or financial, now is the time to mop up the old messes, clean out the old closets, and throw light into the old shadows. Bravery is the call of September. As you go forward, take good care of yourself. Do the best you can with these calls to action from September. And remember that no matter what kind of help you need, that it's okay and a good thing to ask for it. Thank you for joining me for the September 2023 Collective Tea Leaf reading. Remember, I will never reach out to you on any platform to offer you a reading or ask you for money. If you want a private reading from me in tea, smoke, or cards, you have to reach out to me. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, subscribe, or share with a friend.